What it do? So Tuesday's tip of the day, I do not have a topic. I don't have a topic because I'm about to tell y'all a story that is tragic, that is sad, scary, bad, but has some experiences in there, some things that if you look back and reflect, it was like, wow. And that, to me, it's all God. I mean, when you listen to this story, it has to be all God to me. So I'm gonna tell you the story about this young man. And I feel he has a super purpose, but I'm gonna tell you this story. So this young man told me about a robbery he did. And the night before the robbery, his friend came to the block. And his homeboy was like, let me use your gun. He was like, nah, I got something to do with it in the morning. He was like, I'll bring it back. He was like, man, they ain't got no bullets anyway. So I'm like, man, you gonna do a robbery with no bullets? He was like, yeah, I didn't ever plan on shooting nobody. So his homeboy was like, well, if you let me use it, I'll bring it back with bullets. So he's like, all right. So he let his friend use it. His friend brought it back with bullets. The next morning he goes to do the store. He had looked at the store, there was no security guards or nothing. So he goes in, he gets the manager, he's walking to the back. Something tells him, look down the aisle. When he looks down the aisle, he can see outside the store, right? He see a car pull in. Now, mind you, the store is open, so of course a car's gonna pull in. But something's telling him, keep looking at the car. The car parks right in front of his view. A security guard gets out, and not no regular security guard, the full-blown cop, all that, right? So he's like, whoa. So now he leaves the manager, goes straight to the front door. Dude comes in, he's on him, bam, give me a gun. Dude starts to pull his gun out, starts to hand it to him. Then he pulls it back. So they start tussling, they end up outside. Now all he's thinking is he's looking at the busy street. He's thinking, now I know the manager didn't call the police, so now he's listening for sirens, and he's like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He keeps talking around, he hears the people inside screaming. And he's like, what am I gonna do? He looks up. His gun is pointed down towards the security guard. So he lets off, pop, 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 pop. Security guard falls. When he falls, he has now his gun and the security guard's gun in his hand. Now he looks back in the store, they are really screaming now. And then he looks across the street. It's a busy street now, but no cars. Walks across the street, gets in his car, drives off. Calls his homeboy, tells his homeboy to go check it out. Said it's all taped off. Right, that night they watched the news, nothing. The next morning they watched the news, nothing. The next day they watched the news, nothing. Right? So he's like, man, I didn't kill somebody. It's crazy. And he killed somebody for doing their job, right? So he doesn't know what to do. He's like, I'm done, I can't, nothing good can come from me, right? 2 years later, he gets a call from a friend of his, and she's hysterical. Like, our store just got robbed, it was so scary, and he was, calming her down. He's like, man, that's crazy. And then she was like, but my homegirl was like, this is nothing. He was like, what? And she starts telling him his homegirl story, her homegirl story. It's his robbery. He's like on the phone like, whoa. Every detail is his robbery. He gets to the end, and he's like, well, what happened to the security guard? And she's like, oh, I don't know. He was like, man, can you ask her and find out? A couple of days later, she calls back and was like, the bullet grazed his shoulder. He's fine. Now, relief, right? Relief. Now, first of all, let me just break this down real quick before I go into it. Think about the night before. He was gonna do a robbery with no bullets. And I know this sounds crazy, but God is on his side. He gets bullets the night before a robbery, because if he had no bullets, he wouldn't have been able to get away, right? Then, 2 years later, a girl calls him out the blue and tells him a story that's his robbery. And then he gets that relief. And now, the crazy part is he still thought he was unworthy. He thought he was unworthy. And I know people. I got a homie doing double life. I got another homie doing some years for stuff that they did. I know people that did stuff one time and they done. And he got away. He has a purpose. There's people out there that have done some really bad things and that got away with it, and they think that they're not good enough. There is a reason you got away. There is a reason, and you need to figure that out, because you have a purpose. It's not for you to go get on drugs. It's not for you to feel sorry for yourself. It's not for you to be in depression. You have a purpose. That kid has a purpose. Whew. So again, I don't know what this topic is, but for those out there who got a story like that have been through some crazy things, you have a purpose. You have a purpose. You need to figure it out. For me, I know that kid got a purpose. You need to share that story, right? You have a purpose, all right? Keep your mind right. Stay focused. Be next to get your success. Figure out your purpose. Let's go. Bam. Love y'all. Ha ha.